Hi everyone, and welcome to my review of the Reecho SG-01, the Stargate 01. Single dynamic 10mm driver, very nice shell, placed at the under $40 more or less price range. It's a graphene coated diagram, by the way, with a N50 magnet system. Anyway, here's the box. It's got a nice little open indication there, and it opens up like a book. Actually quite nice the way they've you can see they've spent some time in wanting to make the overall experience very nice. The actual IMs come over there, and then inside here we have this hole, or this section, this compartment that actually brings the case. I'm supposing this means Reecho. I'm not sure. I mean, my Chinese is not that good, so maybe someone can actually confirm this or say what it actually is written over there. Brings cable with a mic incorporated. It's a kind of a fabric cable. I mean, decent quality. It's nothing. It's a pity that it brings the actual microphone. If it didn't bring the microphone, I would have perhaps used it. But anyway, it is what it is. And loads of tips. I mean, tips are nice. Some low profile, shallow bore ones, some narrow bore, some wide bore tips. No lack of that in this case. Okay, that's that. Get this out of the way. The case, like I said, standard, very normal, but nice to know that you have a nice hard case. As for the IMs themselves, well, here they are. Let me just wind the other cable. Here they are. Beautiful, beautiful shell, as can be seen. Well, let me try and zoom this in a little bit more. There we go. Much nicer. So, very nice shell. It's got like a kind of a I don't know, leaf shell appearance. I don't really know what how to describe this, but it looks very nice. Gives it a very premium feel. It's got one venting hole there, which will be for the rear. A front venting hole over there can be seen. The filter of the actual nozzle is a very fine mesh filter. Not so much that wide hole one like you see usually in the TRNs and the KZs and so on. A very fine mesh. I mean, the overall quality and the weight and everything of them is very nice. 2-pin connector. And as you can see, I'm not using the standard cable. I'm using an XI NHS cable, 24 core. Very nice cable. I mean, very beautiful, nice weaving, good terminations, 2.5mm balanced. Sorry, I actually was making a mistake. This is actually a nice HDK, because there is an XI NHS as well, similar, and this one is actually is actually the nice HDK one. So there you go. Just for my apologies. And the tips will be GVP-07 tips. Kind of shallow mounting. As I was saying, the fit is very nice, perfect. No complaints in that department. It's very comfortable. It's at least for me, I can wear them for hours without any issues of becoming fatiguing or something like that, or anything of the sort. They sit very flush with my ear. Very nice tips. Very nice fitment. Sorry. As for the sound and what do they sound like and what they are about and so on and so forth. Anyway, I initially was hearing them up against the HD Sound Hard Mirror and against the 10 Hi-Fi 10 T2, the T2 Plus, and then I actually ended up adding the Blonde 03s into the equation. And why did I do that? Because personally, I consider these, well, I like them all. Let's get that out of the way straight away. I like all of these earphones. I like particular things about all of them, and those particular characteristics that they have kind of summarize what the Reecho is about. The Reecho is probably the one out of all of them that has a little bit of every one of them. Okay, does that mean that it's ultimately the best? Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's it's a difficult question to answer. If for example the HD Sound Heart Mirror is known for its technicality and its clarity and its ability to retrieve detail and so on and so forth, it is also known that sometimes that tonality can become a little bit cold and lack some warmth, lack some engagement. Also, the fact that it doesn't have a lot of bass quantity, although it has very good bass quality, can sometimes also detract from the appeal that you would like to have or that you are looking for in a song, even if that means that it's not perfectly correct. But sometimes that's how it is, just because being neutral or being perfectly correct in frequency response doesn't necessarily mean it's the way you actually like to hear a particular song the best. The blondes are known for their analog quality, so the bass and the mid bass and the mids are amazing here, and it makes it very very old school, very tonally correct, and it's very engaging. It's a fun IEM to listen to. Of course, it has its flaws. And the Tinty 2 is again a mild V, the mild V characteristic gives it some of the characteristics that you get on the blonde, but it lacks ultimately the detail retrieval capability that the HD Sound has. So these three would probably be side grades to each other. They would probably complement each other than necessarily. Or if I have a blonde, this is an upgrade, the HD Sound. Or if I have a blonde, the T2 is an upgrade. No, I consider them more as side grades to each other because they all have different areas where they've kind of specialized themselves. The Reecho has a little bit of all of these. The bass is sufficiently warm and full and quantity wise to give songs that engaging feeling that you want, and making it fun to listen to. So it fetches that from the blonde. It then has let's say the coherency and the balance of the whole frequency range that the Tinty 2 Plus probably is best known for. And then it also is able to go and fetch some of the abilities that the HD Sound has in terms of detailed retrieval and clarity and being squeaky clean that the HD Sound has, like I mentioned. So it has a little bit of every one of these IAMs, and that makes it extremely engaging. And honestly, I kind of don't understand why it hasn't been more loved, hasn't been getting more love from people in general. In terms of soundstage, it's wide enough and you get good placement of stuff, maybe not the tallest, so it perhaps loses out to the soundstage that you get on the HD Sound and on the blondes. In terms of tonality, it is very much correct. Like I said, it borrows some of the warm tonality that you have on the blonde without becoming over clinical or over clean, like sometimes on the HD Sound you get it, and it makes it just a little bit less fun to listen to. The balance of all the frequencies, I think it's quite well established or quite well done, and in that aspect it's what the T2 is able to do. You have a nice bass quantity followed by good mids which are nice and clean, and it's only the highs that it are in less quantity, so it kind of closes it down a little bit. Where this one has got that extra little sparkle up top, which gives it a nice sense of air. And the reality is it's a very engaging IEM. At under $40, I see it as probably one of the better deals that you can get right now. it plays well pretty much every genre that I was listening to, and well, that I listened to at least. It played well some EDM stuff. The bass is nice and fat and controlled, and it hits you hard. It's very nice. The vocals, I found female vocals to be slightly better than the male vocals. That's my opinion. Diana Krall, and a few others that I was listening to. I like them more. I like them more than excuse me, than I like the male voices in here. And in terms of instrument and how it's able to you can figure out what instrument is on a particular section of a track or something. Very good. It does it really well. I think that the whole tuning was really well thought out. It wasn't by pure luck. The usage of the graphene driver, I think, is responsible for giving them that dynamic and that dynamism that the sound is able to achieve, and makes for a very nice and engaging earphone. I mean, really, there isn't the only other earphone, and it's not fair to compare it. That's why I didn't compare it. That perhaps has been getting a lot of traction, which it deserves to a certain extent. That is equally as interesting as this one is the Geekwell GQ10, and if you ask me, this is doesn't stay behind the GQ10 in no way. This is every bit as fun, if not even more fun, than the GQ10, and that's a 5-driver IEM with a doubtful quality shell, and this, no, you're getting a nice shell, good quality finish. Everything has been very well put together, very nice. The package it brings with in terms of accessories, I mean, that's it. Not much more I can say. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this, and see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.